Yeah, I love this YouTube. I really love it. Someone says they never watch me, and yet they watch me all the time. I love it. Yeah, yeah, he's got a point there, saying about what I said about drugs and this, that, and the other, and people how you can never get off it. If they can't get off it in prison, they can't get off it out here. Listen, it's the individual person, yeah. It's about the individual person. Everybody took it the wrong way. This person's even took it the wrong way. He always does, but that's what he does. Listen, mate, it's like everything, isn't it? If you look at someone and he keeps relapsing, that's because he can't get off it, mate. He just can't keep off it. I had to keep off it, mate. I kept off it for my own personal self, yeah? For respect to my kids, respect for everything. I lost a lot, mate. I lost my mum, I lost my dad, I lost everything, right? All down to going back in prison and all down to drugs, crack cocaine. Crack cocaine killed everything for me. It killed everything. I had everything out there and it just killed it all. It killed everything, crack. So I'm just saying to you that I know loads and loads of people, yeah, that have got off crack, and loads and loads of people that have gone on crack and have got onto the opiates, yeah. But that's their life. It's their decision. It's their decision to do that. No one else's. It's their decisions. When they go in prisons, right, the hardest thing to do is keep off it in prison, because there's so many people that sell it in there and the fortune selling bits and pieces like that, drugs here and there. People running around doing the deals for people, you know what I mean? There's lots of people running around in prison, running around, going in cells and doing deals with people to run it around the different cells and give people it. And they're the ones that make people more addicted than anybody. You got to remember, yeah, it's like a dealer. A dealer's the one, yeah? It's the addiction. He's the one with the gear, so it gives you the addiction. It's like a big trigger to get off it. He's the one. So this person, he's running around the wings, getting bits of gear off people to sell it to other people. He's the dealer. He's the addictive. He's making everybody addicted to it because he don't leave people alone. Do you want that? Put it under the door. Do you want this? Put it under. And he knows I'm talking about it. He knows what I'm saying. He knows he was one of them people that was the run around the cells getting stuff to put under the doors and all that. So he's the one, mate. He's the one who makes people addicted to it, yeah? Me, when I was in prison, mate, I hated that. I couldn't stand that. I couldn't stand these people running around doing that. And my mates, a couple of my pals, didn't like that, mate. They was on them. They was on them, mate, like a ton of bricks, mate. They was on them. I'd muck about with them people, mate. They rip you to pieces. I remember times in the 70s, drugs in prison was nil. Was nil, mate. When you was caught with drugs in prison, especially the hard drugs, you get your fingers chopped off, mate. You get smashed to pieces. All of a sudden it changed. It just went crazy. Everybody in prison was taking drugs to get out, to get away from prison. They go in prison and they can't do it. They can't do the time, so they get on drugs. But it's these people that are running me down on YouTube, saying about this, saying about that. They're the ones that used to go to people's cells that sell it, and they're the ones taking little bits and finding it under people's cells to sell it, to make money so they can buy a bigger bit for their cells. Listen, they make me laugh. They make me laugh because all they do is watch my podcast, and it makes me feel good. I like it. You know, when someone goes, "Oh, I don't watch his podcast. He makes mistakes. He don't know what prison's this, what prison's that." I can tell you, right, that I've been in lots of prisons. So has he. He's been in more prisons than me because he's done more murder than me. I've done 26 and a half years. He said he'd done 40 years. I don't know if he did, but it's what he said. I've been there when Pat Adams and Billy Blunder had a fight on the yard, yeah, and it was Ricky Curley that broke it up. I do believe that, but they know, and the person knows who says it didn't happen. He says he gets all mistaken. He's the one who said it happened in a London jail, and then he changed it to Chelmsford Prison. All of a sudden, he's a YP. He was a big prisoner. Anyway, let's not go there. He does what he does. He's good at what he does. He's very good. He's excellent at doing the podcast. The guy can talk. He's fantastic at what he says. I won't knock him for that, mate. He's very good. But he makes mistakes too. We all make mistakes doing this podcast. This ain't about gangsterism, you know. This podcast is not about gangsterism, going around, gonna kill you, it's not about all that, mate. It's about letting people, having a chat and getting people to know you and people give you their comments on things. That's what it's about, you know what I mean? And people like myself who've been in prison for 26 years and people who've done all enforcer work, people who work with people. I'm a street fighter. But, you know, it's like, listen, the guy who says this and says that about me, ask him about his life, what he's done. He's been in prison all his life. He ain't done nothing. he ain't done nothing out in the street. He's been in prison 24/7. He ain't got no life out there. He can only talk about prison life. He hasn't got no life out there. Ask him about what he done, got nicked for. Ask him. Ask him the things he got done for. Ask him, please. Because people say you should write a book. Yes, you should write a book. But you can't write a book about yourself because you ain't got no life out there, mate. It's nothing to talk about. Only prison. Anyway, listen. He does what he does. He's good what he does. He's excellent what he does. I love him on the podcast. He talks a lot of sense, but we all make mistakes. We all stutter and splutter. Oh, I've got a good voice. Yes, you have got a good voice, mate. You make me laugh. Anyway, remember this, yeah? It's when you on drugs, it's the people that are running around in the bits and pieces on the motorbikes, on the bike, on his bike, push bike or whatever, giving you the bits. They're the ones that make you addicted, not the ones that sell the big bits. It's the one that sells the little bits that are running around, knocking your door, meeting you around the street 2 hours later, giving you a bit of crack. They're the ones. And he's one of them. He's one of them. That's what makes me laugh. He does it in prison 24/7. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Royal. Please press the like button and subscribe. And if I got it wrong, I apologise, yeah? Well, I can't say I apologise because everyone says I keep apologising, but I'm wrong, yeah? But listen, I'm saying that in prison it's as hard to get off of drugs as what is out here, yeah? But if you can't get off of drugs in prison, it's very hard to get off it out here because there's so many people like him running around, put it on, meeting you places to give you it. And in prison, he's the one that comes on your door and gives it, knocks on your door and gives it, puts it on your door and puts it in your cell and all this, that and the other. So he's the one. Anyway, have a nice day, yeah. Have a nice evening and nice one. Keep going. I love him. I love it.